Last week Jim Matthews was found hanging upside down in the barn with a message carved into the world around him. Knowledge comes at a cost. And now everyone left standing in that town has to decide what they are going to do about it. This is from Season 4 Episode 3 titled Merrily We Go. And nothing in this town stays quiet for long. Welcome back to Werecap. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe before we continue. Now let us get straight into it. The episode opens with a double funeral. Two fathers being mourned at the same time. Jim Matthews on one side and the man everyone believed to be Sophia's father on the other. The whole town gathers to pay their respects. It is supposed to be a moment of pause, a moment of grief and reflection in a place that rarely allows either. But this is from, and quiet moments do not last. A murder of crows suddenly descends and interrupts the funeral completely. The birds arrive like a warning or a celebration depending on whose side you are on. Julie watches them and says out loud what everyone is thinking. Those birds seem to be celebrating. And she is not wrong. Because somewhere in that crowd standing among the grieving residents is Sophia. The man in yellow wearing a human face. And Sophia is enjoying every single second of this. Tabitha Matthews is not doing well. She has just lost her husband in the most brutal and public way imaginable. And so she decides to do something desperate. She is going to find the bottle tree and go back through it to reach the lighthouse. She does not tell her children. She writes a letter and leaves it with Donna, intending to slip away without saying goodbye to Ethan and Julie at all. Two children who just found their father hanging in a barn. But Henry catches her before she can leave. He approaches her carefully and gently, calling her bluff when she claims to be fine. He sees straight through her, and when he pushes just a little she loses the battle to hold herself together and blurts out the truth. She wants to go to the lighthouse. She needs to try something. Anything. Henry does not try to talk her out of it. He simply asks to come with her. He wants to see the bottle tree his wife died trying to reach. Together they make their way through the woods to the tree. When they arrive, Tabitha moves toward the entrance and Henry puts his body directly between her and the opening and refuses to move. She begs him. He holds firm. And then he explodes at her, not because he is angry but because he is terrified, shouting that he will not let her go through if it means she ends up dead. The moment is raw and powerful and completely honest. And then the boy in white appears. He has been growing faster than any normal child should, and his presence here is no accident. Tabitha sees him and freezes mid-argument. She starts asking him questions, and he tells her she is asking the wrong ones. She finally asks the right question. Will that tree take me to the lighthouse? He says he does not think so. And when Tabitha pushes back and asks why his answer has changed, he tells her that it was the only way before. As a frustrated Tabitha demands he stop speaking in riddles, he gives her one final warning. You are getting so close now. But I am afraid you are running out of time. And then he is gone. Meanwhile, Julie has her own mission running parallel to everything happening at the tree. She has been developing her story walking abilities, and she is determined to learn how to control them before she uses them again. Her plan is to find Ethan's old books because it was those same children's stories that first taught Ethan about story walking, and she believes the books hold answers. She asks Randall to help her. They make their way to the ruins of the destroyed house where Julie once thought her father was going to die. Standing in front of it now, knowing that her father is actually gone, is something else entirely. She tries to talk about a memory of Jim telling her not to be afraid and that things would be okay. Randall watches her struggle, and without being asked, he holds out his hand for the rope she is carrying and climbs down into the ruins himself to find the books for her. Inside the rubble, things are dangerous and unpredictable. A rat emerges from the mouth of a dead body and sends a jolt of terror through the silence. Debris shifts and falls. Every step feels like it could be the last safe one. But Randall moves through all of it, calling back to Julie that everything is fine every time something threatens to go wrong. He finds the books and brings them back safely. Whatever these two are to each other, it is something real and it matters. Back in the town, Jade has been pursuing a different kind of answer. His meditation practice has been failing him throughout this episode, with one interruption after another preventing him from reaching the mental stillness he needs. But he discovers something in the woods that might change everything. Mushrooms. a specific kind that he believes could unlock the buried memories he cannot reach through meditation alone. Whether this is brilliant or catastrophic remains to be seen. In this town, those two things are rarely far apart. And then Victor sees it. Lying discarded in the woods is the man in yellow's jacket. The same yellow jacket that haunted Victor's childhood and defined the worst moments of his entire life. The moment he sees it, his body stops responding. He collapses inward, sobbing and screaming in a spiral of trauma so complete and so devastating that it is almost unbearable to watch. His father Henry drops to the ground beside him and holds him, telling him he is safe, knowing even as he says it that nobody in this place is safe and that the man he is trying to protect his son from is not a memory. It is here, wearing someone else's face, walking around the town as though it belongs there. Victor now knows the man in yellow is real. He spent years convincing himself that the worst thing he ever witnessed was something his mind invented. He cannot tell himself that anymore. The jacket is real, the terror is real, and the man in yellow is inside the camp. Sophia, meanwhile, has been busy. Having upset Julie during the episode, she pivots with unsettling smoothness and announces she wants to go and stay with Sarah instead. This is not a coincidence. This is a predator repositioning. Whoever she gets close to next is in danger, and everyone watching knows it, even if nobody inside the town does yet. Boyd is fighting his own battle on a separate front. He has been trying to keep Danny Acosta from self-destructing. Acosta arrived in town as a police officer and has been struggling ever since to understand a reality that operates by none of the rules she was trained for. Boyd sees something in her that reminds him of himself in darker times, and he is pushing hard to keep her from going somewhere she cannot come back from. His own darker moments catch up with him at the end of the episode. Boyd goes to Abby's grave. He stands there in the quiet, and then a hand bursts up from the earth and grabs him, trying to drag him down into the ground with it. The episode ends there. A hand from a grave, Boyd in its grip. And somewhere in that town, Sophia is getting comfortable in a new home. The man in yellow's jacket is lying in the woods where anyone could find it, and the boy in white's warning is still hanging in the air. You are getting so close now, but I am afraid you are running out of time. Thank you for watching Werecap. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss our next recap. See you next week for episode 4.